going on, y'all? It's Icon back again, and we're here for Titans episode 2, entitled Rose. We're just gonna go through it, quickly just go through the episode, talk about the good, the bad, and what's to come. So, as always, let's get right into it. So, the show starts with Dick and Rachel, or as they were called in the coffee shop, I think it was Dirk and Rochelle. They're basically just discussing, the future of the Titans. Raven's concerned about the name. What are we going to be called? Titans 2.0. And Dick's like, it's not about that. It's about what you do, not what you're called. So he's like he's basically stepping into the adult role, to the grown-up role. Before I even get more into it, I will say this, that it made, I talked last week about how I didn't really like the fact that they used last season's finale as this season's opener. But after watching the episode, it kind of made sense why they did that now, because the episode entitled Rose, it was a very good episode. I did enjoy it, but a lot didn't happen. It was more this was more of a setup episode. It takes place 3 months later after the previous episode, so it's just the episode is basically just where are they now type of thing. It shows you what all the characters have been up to. So, it's like they're introducing the storylines that we're about to see. We're not actually getting into the storylines yet. So, I guess they didn't want an introductory, setup episode that didn't really have tons of action in it. I guess they didn't want that as the season opener. They wanted to come out with a bang, and and if that was the reason, then that actually makes perfect sense. So I'm kind of changing what I said last week, and I'm on board with with how it started. So first of all, so then it showcases Jason Todd and Beast Boy. They're in the tower. We'll call it. They're in the tower, just training, doing the blindfold thing. Dick comes in. He starts talking to Jason, and then he's just like, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna need you to step up a little bit because." These two don't know what they're doing. The Titans was always about, Robin, leading the charge, and, you're the new Robin. And then he says to him, he's like, well, if I'm the new Robin, what are you? And, Dick's like, that's a good question. So, the Nightwing setup is definitely in the woodworks, and Dick is trying to discover, is he going to stay home and be like the Oracle and let the kids go out there and do what they got to do, or is he actually going to suit up and, go out there? And if so, he needs a new suit. So, and that's something that Dick himself has to figure out. Rachel, she's taking this very seriously because she doesn't want to let Dick down. And she even said to Gar, she said that, her biggest fear is to not do a good job, not because she'll let herself down, but because she'll let Dick down, because Dick is really, looking to her to be his right hand and his A student. She has this weird thing going on where these marks are appearing all over her body. This may be aftermath of the jewel that's on top of her forehead, maybe aftermath of Trigon. So we're definitely not done with the mystic, magical Trigon element that has to do with Rachel, because even in the last episode, she got the gem on her head, and then that was it. It was never explained what kind of power it had. Trigon was never trapped inside of it. So the jewel is still a mystery, and they're slowly. I mean, there are some other things going on right now, but they're slowly getting. They're going to slow burn it and get us into what's going on with Rachel's powers, which is good because we focused a lot on her last season. So let's get some other people in, and then, and then get out. Gar was pretty much, he's just doing his thing. Obviously he's there for Rachel, and yeah, he wants to do good. He wants to be a good guy, whatever. But he's mostly just there for Rachel. And he said to Rachel that he noticed that Dick was being extra nice to him. And he feels like that's leftover guilt because, when they run to Trigon's, control, they beat the holy hell out of Gar. So Gar is kind of he notices it, but he's like, the fact that he's being nice to me doesn't make me feel better. Still got my ass beat, which it's if you're going to do that, then don't come out and be like, yeah, guys, it's okay. Because he said in the last episode, it's okay. It's clearly not okay with him. And, it's up until this point, if you notice, Gar and Dick don't even before the Trigon situation happened and before Gar got beat up. If you really notice the dynamic between the two, Gar and Dick don't really talk to each other. Anytime the two of them have conversation, there are always other people in the room, and it's always them on opposite sides of a group talking across, and it's like a one-line thing and an answer, and then that's it. Gar and Dick don't actually have conversation. Like Gar had he had a long drawn-out conversation with Kory when they were on the train last season. He talks to Rachel all the time. Hell, he's had conversations with with Jason. He's never actually had a flat-out conversation with Dick. And I think, this season we should get like a Gar Dick episode, because the two of them need to establish some sort of relationship, because I honestly don't know. It's not very clear, like you would think they were on two different shows. How they don't interact. But aside from that, Gar doesn't seem to have any. There was really no setup to where Gar's storyline might go this season. It was just more him just feeling some kind of way about getting his ass whooped at the end of the previous episode. Hank and Dawn, they've retired to the good life. They're off on a farm. I think it was Wyoming, and Hank in the last 3 months, he went to rehab. He got himself clean. Like, he's actually mentoring other people now who've gone through drugs and all types of situations. He's become a mentor to the people. Don says to him, he says to Don, he's just like, I know I brought you out here. It's not the city. We're out here in the forest or whatever. He was just hoping that, are you okay? Is this okay for you? Like, are you okay with this life? And then, Don, then Don's like, oh, Hank, you're all the excitement I need. Bullshit. It's like, we all know that game, where the woman's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's not a problem. And we all know for a fact that it's a problem. Mean what you say what you mean, keep your word. And, of course, for Don, it is a problem. So, Hank had this one particular kid who he had helped get off, help get off, like, the drug game. And the kids, like his old crew, like his old people, they were coming back to try to, like, peer pressure the kid back into doing the bad stuff. And he told Dawn straight up. He was like, listen, he's like, it's not my call. The kid's got to help himself. It's like, I'm mentoring him. I'm doing the best I can. But if he chooses to go back to the dark side, it's like there's nothing I can do. So, but Dawn, being bored and wanting some excitement, she puts on the costume. She goes out. She kicks ass in the meth lab. She beats everybody up. Hank finds out, the two of them get into an argument, and Hank actually told her, he was like, look, we quit being Hawk and Dove because you were in a coma, I had every injury under the sun, we got paid, we did good in the city, but it's over. And he was like, and if it's not over for you, then, we got to break up. And I was actually surprised to hear him say that, because the moment Hank and Dawn break up, she's definitely going to try to swoop back into the Robin nest. But that remains to be seen. We'll see what happens there, but very interesting thing, because it starts off with Hank and Dawn. They're already at turmoil. Like, the season just started and the two of them already, already beefing. So it didn't take us that long to get there. Kory and Donna, I guess when they decided to leave, Ohio, leave the Trigon thing, Kory said she was going to try to figure her situation out, and then it looks like she ended up, her and Donna ended up teaming up and becoming, a female crime-fighting duo. She's obviously helping Donna with tracking down criminals, and I guess while she's still trying to figure her stuff out. And then it's actually cool to see the two of them together, because they were kind of butting heads, in the previous episode. Ever since they met, they were butting heads. Now they're kind of like butting heads in like an cute, friendly way. It's actually nice to see them as like frenemies. Like they're in the car eating donuts together. They're talking to each other. They're joking with each other. Playing music together. And Kory's helping Donna, with her thing while she's still trying to figure it out. Her hair's straight now. So for everybody that bitched and complained and moaned about, her being, first of all, it was her being black, and then we got over her being black. Now, then when everybody got off the she's black train, then it was about her hair, which I kind of agreed with, but her hair's straight now, so, the woman is beautiful anyway, but if you were in the camp that you did think that the big curly wig was a bit much, her hair's straight now. It's like, it's not a big, bright, ridiculous red. It's more of a darker, like actual color red. And when she powers up, her hair still turns orange, her skin turns orange, her eyes turn green. So, she's good. Like, I'm definitely happy where she's at right now. They did a thing where she went to a taco stand to get some food, and another Tamaranian rolled up on her. So apparently the Tamaranians are black. And the Tamaranians rolled up on her. They kidnapped her, and Donna called Dick, and she was like, "Yo, somebody got Kory. I don't know what to do. Help a brother. Help a sister out." So that that's where that goes. They did have, during their conversation, they did have this thing where Donna, she was surprised. She said that she was actually shocked that Dick didn't call her yet to help her out with the kids, because Donna and Dick were the original Titans. And Kory had said to her, she was like, are you okay with that? And she was just like, yeah, I did my time in the tower. I'm good with that. Yep, just like Dawn. The whole BS of the whole like the feminine BS of it's not a big deal when we all know it's a big deal. So it actually does bother her that Dick never called her. You can see it on her face as clear as day. We did get some name drops. When Jason was talking to Dick, he was just like, yeah, he had brought up Aqualad. When Donna was talking to Kory about getting Shimmer, the villain Shimmer, she said that she had got intel from Roy Harper, and she even, took a phone call from Roy Harper. So Roy Harper and Aqualad are in this universe. It'd be really cool if it's if it's the Roy Harper from Arrow, but I guess that remains to be seen. And who knows? Like maybe Roy Harper will show up, maybe he won't. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, so right now Kory's kidnapped, and Donna's on her way to the tower. The villain, Dr. Light, who was the biggest joke in the Titans cartoon show, he made an appearance. He made an appearance in the episode. He broke out of prison, killed a bunch of cops, and the first people he went after was Hank and Dawn. He put some light inside this kid. The kid blew up Hank and Dawn's house. Hank and Dawn called, Dick, and they're like, yo, shit is fucked. and Dick was like, come to the tower. Donna, Kory got kidnapped. Donna called Dick. Dick was like, come to the tower. And everybody's on their way to the tower now. And we do have a villain on the loose now, which isn't Slade Wilson, it's Dr. Light. And this brings us to Rose, the title Rose. Rose was seen when she first makes her appearance. She's running from the cops. We don't know where she came from, what facility was from. Was she stealing something? Was she running from somebody? Did she escape from a lab? Like we don't know her situation, and she's just running, and everybody's on the news watching her, run from the police. Dick watches, like the whole team is watching, and Dick's like, yo, I'll be back, because he sees where this is going. Looking at her body, like, her injuries. When she leaped from one building to another and crashed into a table, it was clear to Dick that, okay, this girl has powers. Like she's a gifted individual, and Titans is based on gifted individuals, so, he went to go scoop her up. The girl done passed out in the back of an alley. He picks her up, brings her back to the tower. Obviously she has a bad attitude. She's like, I don't want to stay here. Someone's after me. And then Dick's trying to do the whole, he's doing the whole the Batman Robin thing where, after his parents died, Bruce tried to take him in, and he's trying to reach out to this girl. He's trying to let her know that, hey, listen, you don't have to run. You're amongst people. He doesn't want to give away too many secrets because he want to be like, hey, you're in Titan's Tower, and I'm Robin, but he's just letting her know that she's amongst people who are gifted. And he referred to, the kids as, like, he said, like, people that are gifted like you. He's trying to help them, find their way. And she slowly, throughout the episode, she resisted, obviously, but she slowly, towards the end, warmed up to Dick. She didn't decide to stay. She still wanted to leave, and Dick still took her to the train station or the bus station, whatever she wanted to go, but she left with a sense of being able to trust him. She felt that she could trust him. The kids didn't trust her. Jason did not trust her at all. Gar was kind of like surprised because he was like, I knew we'd get some more people, but I didn't think it'd happen as quickly. And and the cool thing is, Raven was actually, she was okay with it. They didn't do the whole like, oh, another female in the house, I feel threatened thing. Rachel was like, yeah, let's bring her in. Dick knows what he's doing. And Jason, coming from the bat stock, he ran a DNA test on her hair and found out that she's the daughter of Slade Wilson. And Dick does not know that yet. So when Dick dropped Rose off at the train station or the bus station, right before they said goodbye, the car exploded. The same way the kid exploded in, with Hank and Dawn. So it looks like Dr. Light is targeting the original Titans, because they keep bringing up, like, yeah, they're the original Titans. Now we know Aqualad and Roy Harper had something to do with it as well. So the Dr. Light looks like, he got locked up. Like, this whole thing seems like, now that the Titans are back, a lot of the villains that the original Titans put in, like, I think this season's going to be spent with old villains that the original Titans, locked up, coming back to get their revenge, because for some reason, like, there needs to be a conversation about how the Titans ended. Because Dick's always like, yeah, like, the Titans deserve a do-over, but it seems like something happened. Like, there was, like, a really bad situation where a bunch of villains got arrested, a bunch of villains got locked up, but the Titans breakup didn't end well. Like, I'm getting that sense, like, the breakup definitely did not end well. And a lot of villains are like really pissed. It's almost like the villains were happy being in hiding or being in prison because they knew that the Titans had a bad breakup and the Titans are done as we speak. But now that they see the Titans are reforming, everybody's like, hold up. Like we're not doing this again. They're trying to stop the tree before it grows. Yeah, because Luminous, I keep calling him Luminous, Dr. Light, he targeted Hank and Dawn, and then he targeted Dick. So we'll see. Maybe Slade broke him out to send him after the Titans, because Slade seems like he has the biggest axe to grind when it comes to the original Titans. No Superboy yet, so we're still stuck in the dark on that one. Now I'm not sure when he'll pop up. Maybe he'll pop up in the third episode. We'll see. Overall, it was a good episode. The episode was very good. It was good from a story standpoint. I mean, it didn't have a lot of action in it. There wasn't a lot of suspense. Which is why I think they chose to not make this the season opener, because it was more of a setup episode. And that's not a bad thing. Like, that was actually a very good thing. I like how all the characters got there. Every character got there. Here's what's going to happen this season with this character story. So, I'm definitely on board with that. I have no problem with that. So that was definitely good. Unfortunately, the bad of the episode is, the same reason why it was good, but when I say bad, I don't mean like horrible bad. I mean, it's just kind of like disappointing, because you're just like, you watch the first episode, which was basically like the cap off of season 1. So then when you get to watch the new season, the season 2, when we're like, all right, let's start this season 2 stuff, you kind of want it to go out with a bang, and you got story. So I enjoyed having the story, but I was also looking forward to, some, maybe like a Luminous, there I go again. Maybe a Dr. Light, fight or confrontation, but I'm cool with the slow burn. So I would like to have seen more interaction, maybe like Rachel fighting Jason in the practice facility. When Gar talks about how Dick's being like extra nice to him, I would have liked to have seen that. Maybe have Dick and Gar sparring together, and then Dick kind of takes it easy on him, or Dick flips Gar over onto his back, and then he's like, "Hey man, are you okay? Like, I'm sorry," and then just being like extra nice to him. I just wish we kind of would have saw that, but like I said, like minor bads, but not bad. Prediction. So with each character, starting with Hank and Dawn. Hank and Dawn are going to break up this season, because clearly Hank's done. Like, Hank's not trying to go out at night anymore and fight crime. And Dawn still has the itch to scratch. I wouldn't be surprised if Dawn actually joins Dick in the tower and stays with the kids to help train the kids full time. Hank disappears for a few episodes because the two of them break up and he gets mad, and then Donna gets mad at Dick because you let Dawn join you in the tower and you never called me. So I think that's definitely gonna happen with the two of those characters. Gar and Dick will at some point hash it out. Gar will confront him at some point, or maybe Dick will come to him. He'll just have a conversation, and I mean, who knows where the conversation will go, but I say I don't know where Gar is really going, but I do feel that him and Dick are destined to have a conversation eventually. Raven's going to spend the whole season trying to keep her powers under wrap, and then what's actually going on with her internally is going to manifest towards the end of it's going to be like in the season finale. Like, whatever happens with her is going to happen in the season finale. But she's going to try to play the good girl, the good soldier throughout the entire season. Kory's going to mostly be dealing with her Tamaranian situation. She'll probably be like, have one foot in, one foot out. Maybe half the team will help her with her issue. We may get one episode where it's just about Kory and her situation, but I do think the Kory situation will extend throughout the entire season. It's not going to be like a one and done or like a 2-episode arc. Jason, in the beginning, I think Jason will do a good job of being a leader, and then a mission's going to go bad, and then he's just going to go right back to being the douchebag that he's always been, and then him and Dick are going to get into it. Donna, we'll explore more with Donna. There was a moment where she did say that she was half human, and that's a new thing, so maybe her dad was human, her mom was an actual Amazon, which is why when we saw the scene where with the burning building where her father died, you didn't see her mom, it was just her dad. Her dad died. So maybe an Amazon snuck off the island, you know, had sex with this dude, had a child, and then she escaped back to the island. And then, or maybe she died, you know, the mom died in an Amazon war. And then when the father died in the fire, Diana was like, you know, I'll step in and take care of my sister. So apparently Donna's half, only half human. They didn't say what the other half was, but we all know it's basically Amazonian. So we will explore that a little bit. And we're going to explore with the whole thing about her wanting to be Dick's partner with the tower. And then with Dick's gonna create a new relationship with Rose. Him and Rose are gonna have the Raven relationship that he had in, you know, like in the first season. Whether or not Rachel gets jealous by that remains to be seen. But Dick's not gonna put on the Nightwing costume till like the season finale. So like we all know that's coming. So we just gotta get ready for that. But that's it. Those are my predictions. So 2 episodes in the woodworks, and the episode 3 is called Ghost. And I think when episode 3 comes, we're going to get this thing kicked off. It's going to be a lot more action. And again, maybe we'll get that Superboy reference. My whole thing is, I hope before the season's over, we get a Cyborg appearance. Like, you got to go to Detroit and see Cyborg, because I need a booyah! Alright, so that's basically it. Titans episode 2 is in the books. We'll be back next week for episode 3. And WWE, for all the WWE fans, we have a WWE pay-per-view tonight, the Clash of Champions. I'm going to do a review for that. I also, doing some filming today for some other personal stuff as well. So, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Until next time, I'm out this bitch!